I'm back with another video. Mr. Consistent himself. Feel me? Let's go, y'all. Back with another video, like I said. We back at this. But today we're gonna talk about, we're switching up the topic. Today, we're gonna be talking about NBA. We're gonna talk about the NBA. So little do y'all know, if you haven't tuned in, I made my predictions about who I think is gonna playoff brackets, whatever, who I think is gonna win. Obviously, you can tell I was extremely freaking wrong. I was wrong. Congrats to Denver Nuggets, even though I'm mad late. But so what we're gonna talk about now is off season. It's June. Ain't no sports going on. Sports that I care about. I'm football and basketball. Nothing really going on, stuff like that. So kind of boring. But there was a trade. There was a crazy trade yesterday. Chris Paul got traded to the Warriors for Jordan Poole and some bag of chips and a half-eaten eraser. So it was crazy. But so Chris Paul. So long story short, prior to that, Bradley Beal ended up getting traded from the Wizards to the Suns for Chris Paul, and they gave him I'm gonna put on the screen, but I don't know everything off the top of my head right now. But yeah, and so he ended up getting traded to Wizards, and Chris Paul didn't even get the land yet. He was still looking for cribs and condos and stuff in DC, and they traded him to the Warriors. And so my thing is, it's crazy too. Like, I seen Jordan Poole I see on Instagram, Jordan Poole already had unfollowed Draymond. I seen somebody posted that. But it's like, well, first my thing is who really pays attention to that? Who really has the time to search up, to go through Jordan Poole's followers, type in Draymond Green to see if he's on follow? I don't know. That's just me. Get a freaking job, get a freaking life. But yeah. The thing is, I kind of knew that was going to happen already, because after that punch in the beginning of last season, it was already done deal. I'm surprised, honestly, Jordan Poole didn't get traded sooner, because something like that, changes the chemistry in the locker room drastically. If you ever play any sports and just down the third, there's certain XY. Of course, obviously, it gets heat, especially in basketball, but putting your hands on another man that, does Jordan Poole have kids? Whatever. He's still a young man. End of the day, you don't do that. And so that's just crazy. And I just want to know, are they gonna keep Chris Paul? Because he's what is he? 47, about to be 56. And so it's and he's probably gonna have to come off the bench, but it's still he would have to come off the bench. I feel like it's too small. Chris Paul, I think I'm taller than Chris Paul, because I'm 6'2", 6'3". Chris Paul's what is he, 6 foot, 6'1" max? And they're not gonna be able to guard. So it's I feel like he would probably have to come off the bench, be the sixth man, unless they do play him at the 1 and put Curry at the 2. I feel like Curry's better at the 2, because he's DK at 1, but he's really a shooting guard. For me, he's really a scorer first, point guard. Chris Paul is your true pass first. I'll worry about scoring later on the fourth quarter when I need mine. Feel me? But yeah, I just want to know. And then also too, Draymond, he had opted out his he declined his player option, so now he's a free agent. So I wonder, because my thing is, what was it? It was 20-something million he's walking away from. And my thing is who in the NBA is gonna pay him that amount of bread that he's seeking? Because the thing is, I feel like the Warriors would pay him. They would have no problem paying him that amount of bread to a certain extent, because what he brings to the table on and off the court. So it's just his productivity. I don't know. The thing is your productivity and your tolerance. If your productivity is high, you're gonna have a high tolerance. If your productivity is low, people are gonna have a low tolerance for you. So it's you can't average triple singles every game and expect to be paid like a max player. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's just I wonder where they're gonna go from there. And then also too, with that too, Chris Paul does have not the best contract to be at his age. And so I know also, I think so also leaves out Clay, what they're gonna do with Clay and his contract and stuff like that. Also, I know Chris Middleton he opted out. He declined his player option. He's a free agent. He turned down 40 mil. I think it was 40 something mil. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments or whatever. Get at me. I have no problem being wrong. But 40 mil. And the thing is with the Bucks, and also too, Brook Lopez is a free agent, and so they lost Budenholzer. So it's just like, honestly, it's just I don't know what like if I'm Brook Lopez, I'm just gonna go back to the Bucks. Because again, it's a business at the end of the day. People want their money, and you gotta worry about yours first. He got his ring, whatever, so that's cool. He probably don't even care no more. So he just wants the bag, maybe retire off to the sunset. It's cool. But I just feel like him and maybe Chris Middleton, they should return, because especially in like Chris Middleton's case, like he just came back from a bad injury. And he didn't play that good. He didn't play that well. He played like subpar. He had his moments here and there, but he still played subpar at most. And it's just like, bro, where do you think you're going to get this bag from? Because the last time we seen you, you didn't play up to standards, you know. So it's just like, what can you do? But I feel like just with the Bucks, they're getting older. For me, they do have that extreme experience, because they're like the experience and the chemistry that they have together. But it's just like, I don't know. They are getting older. So I mean, might need some young guns coming up in there. For me. But and then what other? Porzingis got traded. Porzingis got traded to the Celtics yesterday. He got traded for I believe it was a 3-team trade. At first, I know it was for Michael Brogdon to go to the Clippers, and then someone else, and then they still would have got Porzingis. But that trade talk ended up stopping, and now Marcus Smart, he ended up going to the Grizzlies, and Porzingis is on the Celtics. And so my thing is with that is, what are they gonna do? Because they have Al Horford and what other big men they have? Robert Williams. And Robert Williams is not bad. Obviously he was knick-knacked a few games and stuff like that, but he's still good, and he has improvement. And it's just with KP now is like, does he know his role? Like, does he already know that coming into the Celtics that he's not going to get as nowhere near touches? Because this is the same man that had a problem with being second fiddle to Luka and Dallas. He thought he was a number one option. Bro, Luka is Luka. It's like, for real. So I don't know. But I hope he don't expect, because I feel like he can be still like a good, like 17 and 11 kind of guy. He's 7'2". He can stretch the floor. He can shot block. He's still a good shot blocker. So it's like, he can definitely help them. But it's just like, you're not. I hope you don't expect, 20 shots. You might get 20 shots max, maybe if you're lucky on a good night. But for the most part, them shots are going to JB and JT. And Derek Whiten on them. But so that's how I feel about that. I still think like there'll still be a good team coming in. They might be the best team in the East, depending on what Harden does and what the Sixers and what they want to do with going forward with him and stuff like that. 'Cause I know he's torn between going to there and back to Houston. I feel like if he goes back to Houston, he's just calling it a career. And most people would be like, why are you going to go back to Houston? And I would say that will mess up the young players' development, because Harden, how he likes to play is like how he likes to play. And that's going to take the ball out of the young guns' hands. And I would say Harden's one of my favorite players. So is Chris Paul. But Harden is not one of, like, I wouldn't say like, I wouldn't know, but I would say Harden's not really the best person to be a mentor for, but I obviously don't know how he is behind closed doors. But for me, that's just how I feel. I say, Harden, just do whatever makes you happy, bro. Like, if you want a ring, and I get it, you turned down 15, 17 mil, whatever. You took a mean pay cut last year, didn't do anything. Y'all bounced in the second round again. So it was like, freak it. I'm gonna worry about me and get my bag. Again, it's a business. At the end of the day, I gotta worry about myself. So I definitely understand that. So if you go to Houston, call it a career, get your bag, ride off to Sunset in Houston, and you know they would have no problem taking him back because he loves Houston and Houston loves him. So but if you want to get a ring, do you want to go back to the Sixers and see what they can build around? Because they got a new coach, they got Nick Nurse from the Raptors. Or also, I don't know about now, especially since they got Bradley Beal, but I seen something that said that don't be surprised or don't count the sun out for James Harden too. So that would be crazy. That would be extremely crazy. But the thing is just again with the Suns, like now because they traded Landry Shamet and Chris Paul. So it's just like now it's just. And I don't even know what they're going to do with DA because I don't know if DA still want to be there since they don't got Monty Williams anymore. So it's like, what do they do? But, so what do they? Nobody's going to have to play all 40 minutes, them damn selves. Because they still got TJ Warren. That's not a bad pick. That's not bad. Do they still have, I forgot his name, the center. Siambo, whatever. He used to play for the Hornies, and Russell Westbrook dunked on him crazy. But so yeah, it's just like, what are they gonna do? But they're still the same. It's still gonna be the same problem how it was in the playoffs. Like KD and Booker have to play 40 minutes, and the only way for them to win is they're gonna have to go out their mind offensively, you know. So it's just like, and the fan, like, yeah, of course they can, like, KD's he's a good defender. He's like, I wouldn't say he's like great defender, but he'll help you good on the weak side. But he gets good weak side blocks and stuff like that. And like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of, obviously he's getting a little older, but it's a lot of quickness with his feet. He ain't that bad. So, but it's just like, what are they gonna do? Because like I said, they got TJ Warren. They still have what's his name? They still have Okongwu, that's a great defensive player, hustle guy, and they still have Torrey Craig, which is still, I think he has one more year on his contract, which is another good defensive player. And he did show his signs of improvement too with his shots and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's just for today. Quick NBA talk. You get me, your favorite NBA analyst. You get me, bro. That's me. But for me, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.